Be followers of me, just as I also follow Christ. I commend you, brothers, because you remember me in all things. All right? That's really something. He doesn't give the details there, but in other places where he mentioned that he was talking about financially supporting them. But in other places he said, I never took a penny from you people because the false prophets were coming in, and I knew that they couldn't do that. They'd be exposed if they did. So I commend you, brothers, because you remember me in all things, and you hold firm the traditions just as I delivered them to you. See, not all traditions are bad. You can have a tradition of no ceremonies, faith in God, tradition of faith in God. That's the kind of tradition Paul left them. I want you to know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man having his head covered while praying or prophesying dishonors his head. Now, I don't know what kind of custom they had here, but Paul spiritually is talking about the husband being the head of the house. And every man is praying with the woman being his head dishonors his real head, who is Christ. And every woman having her head uncovered while praying or prophesying dishonors her head. That's her husband. For that is one the same as having her head shaved. For if a woman is not covered, let her also have her hair cut. But if it is a disgrace for a woman to have her hair cut or be shaved, then let her be covered. Let her be submissive to the authority God's established. For a man certainly should not cover his head, being the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man. For man did not come from woman, but woman came from man. Eve came from Adam, not vice versa. Neither was a man created for the woman, but a woman was created for the man. For this reason, a woman should have authority on her, over her head, or on her head, because of the angels. That's God's avenging angels. For this reason, the woman should have the authority on her head because of the angels. And we have angels here. We want everything to be in order. I've heard that song recently, Put Us in Order, Lord, and it just stirred up that prayer in my heart. Nevertheless, in the Lord, the man is not without the woman, neither the woman without the man. For just as the woman was made from the man, so also the man comes through the woman. But all things are from God, so let's do it His way. Judge for yourselves. Is it appropriate for a woman to pray to God uncovered, in charge? Does not nature itself teach you that that if a man has long hair, it is a disgrace to him? But if a woman has long hair, it is her glory, for her hair is given to her as a covering. Now, Paul's gone into some spiritual talk here. Earlier in chapter 10, the previous chapter, he said, now I'm going to talk to you like wise men. Judge what I'm saying. I'm going to be talking spiritual things. And after all this spiritual talk, eating meat to idols, women having their head covered, look at what the supreme authority over the congregation of God is in verse 16. But if anyone is inclined to be contentious about it, we have no such custom, nor do the assemblies of God. And that's all he says. Just look around at God's people and see how they do things. That's how you do it. It's never a good sign when somebody stands out because they don't look around and see what God's people are doing. We're so separated from God's people. I have in the past decided I'd call around to see what God's people think about things. I called the pastor here, called the pastor there in Lexington. I called the pastor of the Assembly of God and said, what do you think about standards of clothing? Do you think it's okay for women, men to wear shorts, or what do y'all teach? He said, well, it basically had no standard. It's every man on their own. I said, well, we're not that far. So I called another one that I actually had been to their services. It was a woman pastor. She and her daughters had really sang, full of the Holy Ghost. And I asked her what she thought, and it was sin to the highest heaven for God's people to wear shorts, or even for a husband or wife to get dressed in the same room. And I thought, well, there's the Assembly of God who's got no standard. There's her nuts on this end. I think we're doing okay. So I didn't even call anybody else. I said, we got to be between those two. Oh, that's where we are.